What's going on, YouTube viewers? It's Meiji from Brave New World, and I'm coming at you with the new box, Buddyfight 2-year anniversary pack, Buddy All-Stars. This thing is freaking amazing. We've already opened 2 boxes off camera. Sorry about that. We were excited. But as you can see from the box, there is support for every world. You have a new Seeger, new Yami Kitsune, new Tsukikage, Osmodai, Blade, Cerberus, Jackknife, and Drum. Over here you have a new Schwartz and even a new Gallows, and I forgot this guy's name. So this is really cool. It's a 69 card set with a certain amount of secret rares that it doesn't want us to know. Sorry. And there's 15 packs per set. So without further ado, let's just get right into this beautiful set and start opening these packs up. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, so here's one of the packs. They look pretty good. Let's get to opening. Now this video might take a while because I'm going to translate these for you guys, or as much as I can. So if I translate something wrong, I apologize. I'm going to be reading pretty fast. So choose a Dragon Head in battle, a Raging Spirit in battle, and give it +6/+6. So that's pretty good. This is a 5/2/1, the Ruga card. You can't call him to the center, pay 1 gauge. If your life is 5 or less, he gets +1000 and +1 crit. This is pay 1 gauge if your life is 6 or less. From your drop zone, get 2 size 1 or less, up to 2 size 1 or less, 100 demons to your hand. You can only use that once per turn. Here, Katana World finally has an item destroyer. Their last impact was a weapon destroyer. So when one of your monsters is destroyed, you can use this, pay 2 gauge, destroy a size 2 or less monster, or an item on the field, and deal 2 damage. Yes! Baby Seeger! He is amazing. One of the most amazing additions to Ancient World, in my opinion. So, while he's on the field and in the drop zone, he is treated as Martial Arts Emperor Dual Seeger, so he can evolve if he's killed. He can evolve into Spartan. You can also discard him from your hand and pay 1 gauge to search for any Seeger, Dual Seeger card and add it to your hand. So in my opinion, this is way more useful than the Makings of a Great Dragon, where you pay 2 life and add it to your hand, simply because he serves a whole nother purpose other than just to get the Seeker to your hand. Ooh, the new Talica. So this is what it looks like. You got excited. So pay 2 gauge and put him on top of a size 3, preferably Talica. And the top 3 cards of your deck go into his soul. If he would be destroyed, remove 2 soul, and he's not removed from the field. He can't get soul guard. He has double attack. He's a 12/2/4. He's amazing. An upgrade from Talica. Alright, next we have a new Danger World card. New item of 4/3, pay 1 gauge. You can't call monsters to the center. When this card attacks, destroy a size 1 or less monster on your opponent's field. This is Smile Charm. It's get 1 gauge, get 1 life. This size 0, the new Gallows. We got a lot of him so far. If you have a Deep in your drop zone, you can call him. He has, I don't remember what Sene is called in English, but he can attack if your opponent has a monster in the center. And if it deals damage and you have a Deep on your field, you gain 1 life, I think. This guy's a reprint. If he's destroyed by a monster effect, get a gauge and destroy an item. This is a new set spell that says this turn, Kimi no ba ni hakurai omote monster ga tosho shita toki. When a Thundermine monster is summoned, draw 1 card. This effect only activates once per turn. And then this guy, when he send counter effect, send him to the drop zone. Then destroy a size 1 or less monster on your opponent's field. So that's pretty good. We've seen this guy already. If you have an item, a fist item equipped, he gets move and +2/+2. He says pay 1 gauge to call him. If you have another dark hero on your field, when he's called, remove a soul from your opponent's monster, and after this card battles, it's returned to your hand. This is pay 1 gauge and destroy a size 2 or less monster. We have Chippy Byakuya, who can go into the soul of an item, and if he's an armor knight, and if he's in the soul of an armor knight, if he's in the soul of an armor knight and that armor knight attacks, get 1 gauge. No, pay 1 gauge, and after you've paid 1 gauge, destroy a monster on your opponent's field. And this guy says you can only call him if your buddy monster is a dark dragon. He has Reigeki, whatever Reigeki is in English. Destroy a monster, deal damage. Kuno card Kogeki de, when this card attacks, aite no monster o hakai shita toki, and destroys an opponent's monster, put 1 of their gauge into the drop zone. So he's pretty cool. Ooh, this video might be a little long. If you have 372 pillars on your field, pay 2 gauge and return 2 monsters to the hand. This is a reprint. Another hand. I'm not going to read that. This is a reprint. I don't know if America got it, but I'm going to assume you guys did. This says get a Dragon Arms from your drop zone to your hand. This is a reprint. Okay, so we have Chippy Byakuya. And he says he has Sene, so he can attack even if your opponent has a monster in the center. And if you have a Tsukikage on your field, this card gets +1 crit. And Chibi Schwartz. When this card is summoned, discard a card, a dark hero from your hand, and get 2 gauge. When this card after this card battles, add it to your hand. So, gauge getting. Okay, this restands in Osmodai. You've seen that. Pay 1 gauge and pay 1 life. Rest a monster on your opponent's field. Seen that. Pay 1 gauge. Destroy a size... Ooh, sorry. Did you guys see this? Pay 1 gauge. Destroy a size 1 monster. Nope. Destroy a size 3 monster on your opponent's field, but you have to have a size 2 wizard. And Chibi Tsukikage. When this card is summoned, pay 1 gauge. And from your drop zone, you can summon a Byakuya. And if this card is in the soul of a ninja, that ninja gets +1/+1. So it's for their combination thing. Here we have another Smile Charm. Seen that. This says when you activate a great spell, draw 2 cards and then send this card to the drop zone. The new Sylph is pay 1 gauge and 1 life to call her, then you get one of the following abilities. You get an item from your drop zone equipped, or you can call a wider circle from your drop zone. And SD Drum, he basically goes into the soul of a drum on your field from the drop zone, if I recall correctly. Probably should just read it to double check, but I'm trying to make the video as quick as possible. Okay, so we have this guy. If he's in the soul, pay 2 gauge, destroy a monster. You've seen that. This says if you have a size 3 monster, you can activate it and choose one of the following abilities. So bring a size 0 from your deck to the field, probably if you're playing Dragon Head, or put it in the soul of a Dragon Lord. Every time that Dragon Lord, or once per turn when that Dragon Lord attacks, get a gauge. So that's pretty good. The Chibi Axia, or SD Axia, pay 1 gauge. When this card attacks, deal a damage to someone. Pay 1 gauge, draw 3 cards. If you have 2 or more... Nope, when 2 or more of these thingies are destroyed, pay a gauge, draw 3 cards. And the new Kazane, who says pay 1 gauge. If you have a dungeon enemy, this turn she gets double attack. Okay, reprint. This says get to gauge, and you can put a Hiken or a Setsumejin. I think that's a Ninja Arts or a Lethal Formation into your deck and shuffle your deck. And we got Axie again. Oh, this is a really good card. So when your knight would be destroyed, you get +1 life, and from your drop zone, add a knight monster or an item to your hand. This guy basically just goes into the soul of the other Demon Godel and gives it +2/+2. It's got a lot of words, but that's basically what he's good for. And then this is Midnight Shadow reprint with Tsuku. Okay. This, you get a gauge, and then from your deck, from the top of your deck, I guess reveal a card, and you can send it to the drop zone, something like that. Ugh, so much reading! Okay, this card says if you have a size 2 Neo Dragon on your field, put this card into the drop zone, and you gain 1 life. If you have 2 Neo Dragons on the field, you also draw a card. If you have 3 Neo Dragons on the field, you also get 1 card from your drop zone back to your hand. You can only use ability once per turn. So I guess you can recycle him. Seen that? This says if... Focus. This says if your star would be destroyed, the next time it's destroyed it isn't, and then if you have a star on your left and right, you get a gauge. This says pay 1 life, choose one of the following effects. Either get a Demon Lord from your drop zone back to your hand, or get a gauge and deal damage. This says pay 1 gauge and 1 life, draw 1 card, then if you have a weapon to equip, draw another card. Hope I'm translating all these right. Okay, we've seen that. We've seen that. We've seen that. Oh, parallel rare. We've seen that. This says if your life is 7 or more, get 1 gauge and draw 1 card. You can only use it once per turn. Oh. This says call cost is 1 gauge. Kimi no Ba no... this thing on your field, I forgot what they're called in English, but one of these kinds of cards on your field, if it inflicts damage, you can send that monster to the drop zone and inflict the size of that damage. The size of that monster adds damage to your opponent, I think. So that's pretty cool. And he's a size 0, so if you have a size 3, the size 3 inflicts damage, send that to the drop zone, inflict some more damage. Okay, we've seen that, we've seen that, we've seen that, we've seen that. The new Mary Sue. All mine. When this card is summoned, a size 2 monster on the field goes back to its owner's hand. Whoa! Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa! I had no idea this was a thing. There's a new countdown. What? What is this? It's still an Omnilord. It's a size 0 2/1/2. Huh. After this card battles, return it to the hand? What? What is the point of this thing? Interesting. It's like a boomerang dragon. It's basically all it is a boomerang dragon. Cool. Wow. You see? We didn't even pull everything from the last 2 boxes.
I know.
There's a new countdown.
Interesting.
I haven't looked at anything for this set online, just a little bit on the wiki, but not enough to really know what's going on. This says when you take damage, get 3 gauge. We've seen that, we've seen that, we've seen that, we've seen that. This says you can only use it if you have a Neo Dragon on your field. Bring a Neo Dragon from your drop zone back to life. And if you have 3 Neo Dragons, deal 3 damage. Little baby Ricky! Kimi no Ba no Hokano. If you have another dragon head on the field... Sorry, hold on. Buy... このカードをドロップゾーンに置いてよい。入ったらそのカードを場に残す。It seems like if the card would leave the field, it doesn't, but I don't really know. I need to look at this one. I don't understand what it's trying to explain. So I apologize for that. Get a monster with Sene, like Gallows, back to your hand from the drop zone. It's a reprint. This says, at the end of this turn, no. Sonotang chu kimi no ba no... Oh, until the end of this turn, if your monster attacks or battles, your opponent can't counter, something like that. This says use one of the following 2 abilities, gain 2 life, or from your drop zone, ride something. This card, I'm pretty sure, becomes a size 0 if you have another originally size 3 dragon head on your field. It becomes a size 0. Don't quote me on any of these. This is the last pack? One more pack after this. Okay, we've seen this. We've seen this. We've seen this. We've seen this. Heatblade Joker. You can put it into the soul of a size 2 or greater Demon Lord. And if it's in the soul of a size 2 or greater Demon Lord, it gets Soul Guard. Oh, you could use this with Osmodai. Put Osmodai in the Dungeon World deck. And then this guy says, from your drop zone, you can call a Neo Dragon on top of him. So, he's pretty cool. And the final pack. Is there anything special in here? Only one way to find out. Oh, we didn't see him, actually. During the end of your main phase, if you have a star on your left and right, draw a card and deal damage. The new Al Quixote. Look how they intentionally covered his eyes. You still can't see his eyes. When this card deals damage, get a gauge and draw a card. And then Chibi Blade. Pay 1 gauge. When this card is summoned, if you have an adventurer, destroy a monster on your opponent's field. Oh, man. So, that is everything. Other than that, we did open 2 other boxes. And we have some pulls from those. So, I guess I'll start with like the most important pull. We pulled this flag. Is pretty cool. We pulled Special Rare Drum SD, another Jackknife SD. Then here's Jackknife Drum, who is really good. So you pay 1 gauge and you call him on top of a Jackknife or Drum card. If this card has a Jackknife in the soul, it gets it gets Penetrate and Double Attack. And if it has a Drum in its soul, it gets +1 crit and with Jackknife, he gets Move and Double Attack. With Drum, he gets Penetrate and +1 crit, and he has Soul Guard. So if you put Jackknife Drum inside, he gets everything. So he's amazing. We pulled 2 Kazanes, 2 Tsukikages, a Drum SD, 2 Tembus. So this guy says when he's called, destroy a size 1 or less monster on the field. Then, put a soul from your opponent's monster into the drop zone. These were 2 Purgatory Knights. Demios! Pay 2 gauge and call this card on top of a size 2 or greater Purgatory Knight. And you can destroy one of your monsters, stand this card, and destroy a size 2 or less monster in your opponent's field. Seen this guy? And this one has a lot of reading. I'm not going to read it. I'll put the translation in the comments if you want to know what it does. But it pretty much just gets Yamigeto out. So, that's everything that we pulled. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next Buddyfight video.